Hello, my name is Tim Rayner. I will be your intermediate algebra instructor for the summer. This will be our first introduction video, and what I want to do in this video is I will have several introduction videos, but what I want to do with you today is just talk to you, give you some general information just about this course specifically, and kind of outline for you in this class how this class will, how we will operate this summer, and give you some very, very important information. So I would suggest that you get a pencil and piece of paper, and anything that's very important, that dates or anything that you need to remember, feel free to pause the video at any moment, pause it, write down what you need to, and then unpause the video and continue watching the videos. Each video that I make, I will never make a video, most of my videos will go no longer than about 20 minutes. I do that so that I don't bore you with a lot of long lecture videos. So I break them up into about 20 minutes apiece. Sometimes they'll be shorter than that depending on what information I need to give to you. So let's talk about the course. As you see, the course starts, the official start date is July the 6th. I will probably have this information available to you probably about July the 3rd or 4th, so that if you want to start watching your videos a little early, and I'll talk more about the videos in a little bit, I'll make this available to you. Before I begin, let me mention this, very, very important. Check your emails regularly. I will put my cell phone number up here, probably the quickest way to get in contact with me so that you get a quick response is through text. I have no problem with emails, and I'm pretty good about responding to emails quickly. But if I'm away from my computer or something like that and I've got my phone, I can always reply to you. So I will give you my cell number in just a few minutes as well. So let's talk just a little bit about this class. As you know, because of the current situation, because of COVID-19, this class is basically a hybrid class, which means that we will not be meeting, at Jones as as our custom is. However, for those of you that's nervous about, I don't want to take an online class, I don't want to do this. What makes what I'm doing for you this summer different than most of our online classes is that I am going to make a video of every single lecture, just like I would be lecturing to you if you were sitting in this classroom. So I use the exact same examples, and I do a whole bunch of examples. So I'm not going to shortchange you on any information that I give you. I will give you every single thing in a video, just as if you're sitting in this class. But the thing that you've got to do, and you'll hear me say this 100 times over in the next 2 or 3 videos, is this. You must watch all of these videos. The first part of the summer, I had a huge portion of my students that they started watching their videos the first part of the summer, and they did good, and then a big chunk of those students completely quit watching the videos. Every one of those students that quit watching the videos and quit taking notes failed the course. So it is very, very, very important that you watch your videos. And I'm going to talk so much about that in a little bit, you'll get sick of hearing me say it. But anyway, so we will not have, you will not come on campus and I may be lecturing to you. Now, I will have a few question and answer days, what we call is Q&A days. I will give you the dates of those. Those will be dates if you want to come on campus and you want to ask me questions face to face about some of the homework that you're doing, some of the problems that you're having. You can come on campus and you can ask those on that date. I will ask if you're going to come on that date that you text me so that I am aware of how many will be coming. This class goes from, I believe it's from 9:30, 9:30, no, I'm sorry, let's see, 9 to 11:15, basically from 9 to 11. So what I will ask you to do on days that you're going to come, I will ask you if you're going to come at 9 o'clock so that, I can get your questions answered and then you're free to go. So what I want to do with you first is I want to put up basically an outline of everything you need to be doing each and every day. During this semester, you are going to have you will have places where you do your homework. You will have places, and then you will take 2 exams on this campus. There will be 2 dates that you must come to this campus. One will be to take your midterm exam. The other will be to take your final exam. I will show you what those 2 dates are in just a few minutes. Coming on campus on those days is not an option. If you miss your exams, you get zeros for your midterm and for your final. So you must come to Jones on those 2 dates. And again, I'll show you what those are in just a minute. Another part, a big chunk of your homework comes from the homework that I give you in my Labs Plus. I will be talking about that in a separate video here shortly. But before I get to that, let me tell you how the percentages break down. Your midterm exam and your final exam both count 30% of your grade apiece. So 60% of your grade, 30 and 30 is 60, 60% of your grade comes from the midterm and from the final. Now, that means then, in order for you to be successful in this class, you are going to have to pass those exams. Or you're going to have to at least do pretty good on them. Let me give you an example. So that's 60% of your grade. The other 40% comes from strictly your homework. Now, here's the good thing about your homework. Number 1, it's 40% of your grade. Number 2 is your homework is something that you can, if you miss a problem, you can work it over and over and over again till you finally get that problem right. So the homework is designed, if you choose to, you could have all 100s on your homework. So there's no reason, and every one of you out there, there's no reason that every single one of you can't have all 100s on all your homework, if you choose to. So I would strongly recommend that you make sure you do all of your homework. Now, if you have all 100s on your homework, that's still not enough for you to pass the class because you have your midterm and your final. You have to average a 50 or higher on your midterm and on your final in order to pass the class. So for instance, let's suppose you had all 100s in your homework, you made a 50 on your midterm, you had a 50 on your final exam. You would have, your total average would end up being exactly a 70, which is a C. So you cannot make below 50s on your midterm and your final. Now, if you do make below 50 on one of them, then you have to make above 50 on the other. So your midterm and your final has to average together out to be a 50. So let's suppose you made a 40 on the midterm. Then you'd have to make a 60 on the final exam to give you an average of 50. That is if you have all 100s in the homework. So you've got to make a 50 or above on both of your tests and have all 100s on your homework in order to pass the class. And I keep saying that because a lot of students, when they get to looking at their homework grade, they'll say, I've got 100s, 100s, 100s. And they forget that midterm and final counts 60% of your grade. So the midterm and final will be given at Jones, and you must be present to take it. On the day that you take it, I will remind you of this. On the day that you take it, you must bring a pencil, a calculator, a photo ID, a mask, and then you have to be checked in through one of our 3 or 4 places on campus where they'll check your temperature and things like that. So those are the 5 things that you'll have to do when you come to campus on midterm and final days. Now, if you come on question and answer days, you still have you don't have to have the photo ID, but you will have to check in through the nurse's station, and you will have to still bring your pencil so you can take notes or whatever you need to ask questions on, and calculator. So, all right. So that's just some general information for you. So basically what you will do is, I hope that you watch all of your introduction videos. In one of the introduction videos, I'm going to show you how to access all of your homework. I'm going to give you your passwords, everything that you need to get to your homework. But before you do any homework every single day, the first thing that you need to do is you need to make sure that you have watched your videos. That's very, very important. So let me adjust this just a little bit, please. Okay. So it's very important that you watch your videos. Don't ever try to do your homework without watching your videos. Always do your videos and take your notes first. And again, I'll talk a few minutes about that. All right, so here's what I'm going to do first is I'm going to, when I get this put up on the screen, what I want you to do is I want you to pause the video and copy this down, because you probably will not be able to get it, I probably will not be able to put it all up here. So give me just a second. Let me get this set up. Let me make sure that you can see it all. And then once I get it all set up, I'll tell you when to pause the video. So give me just a second, and bear with me just a minute. All right, don't pause the video yet. Just give me just a minute. Let me see what how far you can see down through Thursday. Let's see this. Okay. All right. Okay. Before you copy this, give me just 1 second. If you'll notice up at the top, this is your daily assignments. Now, here's what I've done. Is I've talked to you a while ago about where that you've got homework to do every single day. What I did was I spread out every bit of your homework over the whole semester. That way you don't have to do a bunch, try to do 4 or 5 sections on one day. So, for instance, on July the 6th, that's when this class starts. Before you go to bed at night, you need to make sure that you have completely finished this section of homework right here. On July the 7th, these are the 2 sections. I'm going to show you in a minute where these are. On July the 8th, these 2 sections, etc. Okay, so I'm going to stop talking now. Pause the video right now and copy all of this. Pause now, please. Okay, I'm assuming you paused the video there. Let me now slide this up. So let's see, July the 23rd was the last thing you have. All right, let me slide this up. Okay, pause the video now and copy the rest of this. Okay, so I'm assuming that you have copied all of this. Now let me slide this back down and just talk about a few things. All right, first of all, notice that there is a midterm review on July the 14th. What I'm going to do by way of video is I will give you I'm going to do a midterm review with you on video. I will send you a message reminding you that I've sent that. But we will do a midterm review, and it'll be about 3 or 4 videos long, and I'm basically just going to work a bunch of problems for you so that you'll kind of know what to expect. The midterm exam, very important date right here, is on July the 15th. Make sure you write that date down. July the 15th. You must come to Jones, to the math building on that day to take that exam in this classroom. It will start at 9 o'clock. Give yourself enough time. Get here about 8:15 so that you can get checked in and bring the things that I told you to bring so that you can be here for this exam date. So now back up to the 14th. The 14th, notice this is called a Q&A. This is a day on the day before the midterm exam. If you want to come to campus and you've got questions and you want to meet with me, you can come on that date. It is not mandatory that you come, but I give that day, let you come and ask. So if you've got anything that you still confused on before you take your midterm exam. But if you watch that midterm review and you're perfectly okay with everything and you don't have questions, you do not have to come. If you are coming, I do need you to contact me, because if no one signs up for the Q&A day, then there's no need me coming to the campus. I will give you my cell number in just a minute. Okay, and then the next date that you must be here is on July the 31st. So those are the 2 dates you must come. Now, notice I put a Q&A date on July the 30th, on Thursday. So if you want to come before that date. So there's 2 days, the Q&A days, you can come if you would like to. There's 2 days you must come. One's July the 15th on a Wednesday. The other is, July the 15th on Wednesday. The other is July the 31st on a Friday. Both of those dates, we will start the exams promptly at 9 o'clock. So again, just get here early for that. Now the other 2 days are Q&A days. They are optional. That is strictly whether or not you want to come or not. So you have to come 2 days, and then there's 2 other days you could possibly come if you want to. Okay, I'll give you my cell number now if you want to write this down. Please text me with any questions that you may have. I'll be emailing you throughout the semester, so please make sure you check your emails. But my cell number, again, my name is Mr. Rayner, R-A-Y-N-E-R, and my cell number is 601-433-1012. In this next video, I'm going to hook up and I'm going to show you how to access your homework and where you go also to watch your videos. Let me just go ahead and say this at the tail end of it. All of your videos will be in Canvas. Everybody in here knows how to log into Canvas, and you click on your course. Every one of your videos will be right there. There is a video for every one of these sections you'll be doing. They're in the same order that they're listed here. Now, a lot of sections, because I'm only doing the videos in 20-minute snips, a lot of sections has multiple videos. For instance, section 1.3, which is your first section to do for homework, I may have 2 or 3 videos. It'll say section 1.3, part 1, section 1.3, part 2, etc. So, but your videos will be in this order. So watch your videos, and then this is your homework. Now, I do not close out the homework. When you go into the homework, you'll see a due date. You can still work after that due date. But if you're working on an assignment after that due date, that means that you're behind. So try to stay at least caught up with what's on this sheet. I would suggest that you try to work a little bit ahead when you do this. But this is what you'll be expected to do for the whole semester. All right, so I'm going to stop this video. The next video will talk to you about the significance of your videos, and then the next video will talk about how you get to your homework.